elephant in the room. I was a Miami Dolphin for the last 3 years, so it's still very, very near and dear to my heart what happens with this team and what happens on a weekly basis. Hoping very much as a fan for their success. And it has been challenging to say the least so far this season. Sitting here at 1-4, we talked last week on the set. If you guys were on the show last week, we talked last week on how great of an opportunity was being presented with the Dolphins schedule. If we can bring the Dolphins schedule up, that'd be great. But last week we talked about the opportunity the Dolphins had in front of them with this upcoming schedule. Starting that off with the Carolina Panthers. I even went so far to say that the Dolphins not only needed to win this game, but win it convincingly. Not a blowout. Very rare that you have blowouts in the NFL. No matter where the teams rank as far as seeding and power rankings, it's very rare to have blowouts in the NFL. But I picked the Dolphins to win Sunday convincingly against the Panthers. I think it would have sent the right message, made a statement. We got our first win the week before against the Jets. Let's follow it up with a convincing, strong performance against the Carolina Panthers. That did not happen, people. Not only did we not win convincingly, we lost. Flat out, lost the game to the Carolina Panthers Sunday, 27-24. Yesterday's loss was tough for a lot of reasons. It was tough. It's a team that you're supposed to beat. And when you're in the league, you get into those points of the season and you have a team that you clearly feel strongly about, like that we are more talented than this team. We are further along than this team. You cannot drop those. Those are usually considered trap games. So when you're playing really well, teams end up losing to a team that they're supposed to beat because they're relaxed. They take them lightly. Trap games. This was not a trap game. The Dolphins are not in position to consider anybody in the league a trap game. This was a game that should have been and needed to be handled. And I will still say convincingly, even though that's hard to do in the league. I just felt like it was time to make that form of a statement, a strong statement. So I watch both sides of the ball. I watch the film. I watch several games every week. I watch offense, defense of a lot of teams every week. Do a lot of consulting with some players and around the league. So I watch a lot of games, watch a lot of film, up to date. I'm caught up on, several teams. And I got a great understanding of the game of football. Like I have a great sense of the flow and look at a box score and can tell you what happened, how the game turned out, exactly what went on just by looking at the box score. Don't necessarily have to watch the game. But I'm having a hard time understanding this one. We're up 17-0. Start the game off exactly how you want. Fast start, offense lighting it up, defense getting stops. Get an interception early in the game. Minkah Fitzpatrick get his first one. Everything's going great. You finish the game. You're up 17-0. You finish the game +2 in the turnover battle. I'm looking at the early portion of the game. I'm like, how is this not a runaway blowout? A landslide victory. 17-0 +2 turnover battle. A team that's not that you really don't fear to light the scoreboard up. How did this not turn into a landslide victory for the Miami Dolphins? Then I take a look at the rushing battle. So as I'm going through the box score, I get down to the rushing battle. And is as one-sided as you would ever see. This will probably be like the most one-sided net rushing totals that we'll see in a game this year. it was that big of a it was that big of a difference. The Panthers dominated the run game that strongly. This would be the biggest rushing total differential for any game this season, in my opinion. Rico Dowd had 23 carries for 206 yards, a touchdown, 3 catches for 28 yards, averaging 9 yards per carry. You have somebody on the other team with those numbers, you will lose. Plain and simple. We all know, as football fans, people that's been watching the game, your football knowledge, we know that the outlier stat on a weekly basis is turnovers. A game can look a certain way. This guy can have a great game. This guy can have a great game. But if your team, -2, -3, most times you lose. That's the outlier stat. That's the most defining stat. It's turnovers. When you rush the ball for 200 plus and you hold a team to 30 yards total rushing, that's an outlier stat. That is significant, like the turnover stat. That's hard to overcome. Thank you so much for tuning into The Set with T-stead. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We are here every Monday, every Thursday, live on The Set. Peace.